We live in an age where those in power are openly using every weapon at their disposal to impose their will upon the future. Where the principles of authoritarianism and individualism stand in open conflict in the streets, in the courts, in the news, in everyday life. Where the choices we make and the choices that are made for us have consequences no one can foresee. You do not stand alone. You do not fight alone. You do not suffer alone. We are united. We resist. We are here with you. As long as there is a truth that remains hidden, as long as lies are spread openly, we will continue to speak out. We will continue to question. We will continue to be the united resistance.
Want to do now, Cap?
The same thing we always do. Fight them until we can't.
Oh, that is right, folks. We will always fight them until we can't. We got an all-star panel for you this evening. Got a lot of great people on it, actually. And we'll get to our panelists
And
here in
ETAP.
a minute.
Yep.
But we will get to our we will get to our panelists here in a second. But I wanted to say first off, intro brings a tear to my eye. Good old Brightest Day, and it's a bittersweet because Brightest Day is not with us anymore because he kind of notified all of us in the community today that he's gonna most likely step away from YouTube, if not be done altogether. He will be still supporting the channels that he supports, his friends in the chats and everything, but he's just not going to be an active YouTuber. And I totally understand why. YouTube has been playing games with him. They've been playing games with everybody. But they particularly came down on Zach, and it just really saddens me that what he had to go through, not only losing a lot of content on his channel, but then rebuilding his channel just to get denied monetization a second time is BS, and it's all because of corporations and garbage and the stuff that they're doing to him is absolutely uncalled for, and he finally had enough. And I cannot blame him one bit for feeling the way that he does. So I wish Zach the best. I know that if he isn't out there watching, at some point he probably will see the replay. So let's shoot him some well wishes and be there for him because, I'd like to eventually see him be back on YouTube. That would be awesome. So, hopefully we can do that. I want to say hi to folks in the chat. We got a lot of folks in the chat, actually. Keely is here. Hail to Keely Chow. Hail to my sister from Cleveland. That's Becky Browen. She's in the house. Hail to the Clown World Review. What's up, my friend? Great to see you. Of course, Nelson Gentleman is in the house. What's up, Nelson? We have Parrot Head. What's up, man? Alt-Right Drunk 3PO. How you doing, buddy? And we've got Lindsay, the Cynical Geek, of course. How are you doing, sweetheart? Great to see you. Papa Cotton's in the house. What's up? And Rita, hey, great to see you. Hail to Cobalt 66, Corner Clubhouse. What's going on? Great to see you as well. So yeah, we love Zach, aka Brightest Day, and you may be gone from YouTubing, but are certainly not forgotten, and we will always carry the torch for you. And hail, by the way, to Godzillionaire, and yeah, we will always carry the torch for you, buddy.
And
So don't
I
feel
hope he
bad.
finishes his project and releases it, bro, because he's put a lot of hard work into that, and like, I want to listen to it. So, like, I hope he releases it somewhere, even
Yeah.
if it's on like Odyssey or somewhere, because that's a lot of work, and I feel like he would do well. So,
Also, hail to our boy Mehdi from Twitter Spaces. Great to see Mehdi. Mehdi always comes by the streams every week. I appreciate Mehdi for his continued support. And of course, you know, on the top there, the top row, I have my pal Freddie from Twitter Spaces as well. And you folks are in for a treat because Freddie is very knowledgeable. He's really good with current events and going down the proverbial rabbit hole, if you will. And Freddie has a lot of good info. He prides himself on coming armed with, knowledge and facts. And that's what we're about here. We're about having fun, but we're also about bringing you good info and talking about the subjects that need to be talked about. And that's what's important about it. Also, big shout out to Freddie's better half, and that is Ashley Nicole. She's actually chilling in the backstage, just observing, watching, and we're glad that she's here as well. Hey, Eldritch Lord Haster, good to see you. Hail to the lovely Sherry. Always great to see you, love. And also over to right up there in the top row next to Freddie, we have Corey, aka Sir Talks a Lot.
hello.
We're trying to be careful and not let him laugh too much or
Whatever.
everything else.
Whatever. Pain is life. Let's do this.
So he's
I mean,
in a
come
bit
on.
of pain.
Bruised 3 ribs. Whatever. It's not a big deal. Been
Just
through it
don't breathe.
before.
You'll be fine.
Yeah. Ah, man. It ain't nothing compared to when I crushed the other 2 on the left side a little while ago. I mean, come on.
Yeah,
I've been
man.
ain't no big deal.
Hail to Free Speech Gaming.
What's up, everybody? Looking forward to another wonderful Tuesday discussion here on United Underground, United Resistance at United Underground.
That's right. And of course, in the middle, the lady that we all revolve around. That is Janet from Another Planet.
He's
How
got
are
great
you?
pickup lines. Go learn
Hello.
something.
Thank you for having me, and I'm excited about talking about some of these great nuggets in the movie.
I like talking about chicken nuggets. Don't make me hungry. Hail to Mr. Brahma Bull. It's great to see Brahma.
Good to
What's
be
going on?
back.
Yeah.
Look forward to every Tuesday. So sorry I had to miss last week. It was Monday was my anniversary, and I did Yelling at Parked Cars, and then we had scheduled for the Avalanche game for Tuesday night for the first game of the playoffs. So we had to sneak up to Denver and go see that. But it was a good time. Glad to be back though. Ready to get going.
Yeah, so it's great to see you, buddy. And of course we have the man that needs no introduction, the people's champ, and that is Etep Wakulian of the Place to Be Reviews.
The other
Hail.
ball man.
Hail to this wonderful, talented, beautiful panel. and Brahma. And this what I got you, man. There's the receipt and the chat right there. One of the best chats on YouTube. You wonderful folks. I see Mr. Grant Gregory, my twin from Australia. GTEP is in the house, dropping some schmeckles on Drew here. Yeah. So it's I'm excited. It's gonna be a good show. Yeah, always happy to be here, brother. Always, man.
Yeah, it's great to have everybody in the house. It really is. And listen, it's an eventful fucking week. When is it in the world not an eventful fucking week? Because it's like seriously, just when you think shit can't get any worse, it seems like it really does. And it's no different this week because again, everybody, the 33 billion apparently that we sent to Ukraine wasn't enough. They want to up it by 7 billion, so they're sending 40 over there now, which is just lends to my theory where I said they're using that as a money sink to just dump money, just wholesale dump money out of our economy and continue to cripple it. So
you got to collapse the markets, bro. You got to make the dollar worthless.
Yeah,
it's
and
all
that,
part of the plan, more or less.
And that's exactly what
for laundering.
Yeah. Well, and you're not wrong about that, Janet. Because again, that was even before there was ever any military conflicts over there. All right, before this whole thing started, the Ukraine was a chief, if not the capital of money laundering across the globe. It was one of the top 3. So, I mean, my goodness, it just goes to show that they are full on trying to take everything. And we will get into some of the after effects because it's pretty chilling what's happening right now. Let's see. I just saw somebody had popped in. It was Awesome One. And hello to you, Awesome One. It's great to see you, buddy. Thank you for coming in. Good old raid from over AZ, Mr. Az. Either you were watching ads or you're just coming in from Arizona. Are you? Can I see your papers?
Az has been going for like 4.5 hours already.
He was standing on a corner in Winslow, Arizona.
Exactly.
Had 7 women on his mind.
Yeah. Mehdi said Russia's entire defense budget for 2021 was under 70 billion. 2 more months, we will have sent that amount in less than a year just to the Ukraine.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Does anybody else find it humorous that we're giving Ukraine so much money, and it's being, now this is great because this is being done by the Biden administration, which is obviously an arm of
the Obama administration.
Yeah, the Obama administration, which is rooted in Marxism, that communism, that kind of stuff, and literally this is the side that says punch Yahtzees, and they're literally supporting Yahtzees in Ukraine. Like there's such a huge contingent of them there. And I love the irony is so delicious that the side's like, if you disagree with me, you're a Yahtzee. And then they're just giving money to this government, which is like, their military has like a whole like division of them. I mean, it's
pay no attention to the Azov battalion. It's nothing to see here.
It's freaking it's like you just want to hear that Benny Hill music and like see everything happening in like a montage, because that's the way it's not funny, but it's comical. You know what I mean? I just look at it like,
how many times could we have built the wall
and bombs and all that stuff to give to them too for free on top of all the pallets of cash we're sending?
Yeah,
we're giving them weapons, tanks and stuff, planes,
impressionable young people.
Yeah.
And you too.
Well,
that's what I find funny is that it's supposedly such dire straits for Ukraine they've managed to last this long when it should have been a 6-day war at best.
Yep.
We're sending over money, but then, we're sending Joe Biden's wife, Dr. Jill Biden's going over to visit Ukraine during an active war. We've got you two over there playing concerts.
Dude,
I mean, this doesn't look that dire to me.
In just like 3 weeks, you had Mayorkas go over there. You had Aunt Nancy go over there. You had oh God, who else from the Biden administration? It seems like everybody's going over there.
Can we permanently trade Jen Psaki to them? Maybe
They're using this to cover up the fact that Ukraine is now the replacement for Epstein Island. I'm just gonna throw this out there.
Yep.
Well, they
Yeah,
also
go-
have to make sure their kids' investments are everything's checking out there. It's like, oh,
Right.
he's still on the board, right? I mean, that company hasn't been bombed yet, has it?
Yeah,
Charisma's still going strong.
yeah.
Didn't
Go ahead.
They
Lucy also
Didn't-
go over there too?
Who?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Pelosi, Schumer, I think Mitch McConnell,
Hmm.
or not Mitch McConnell, but Mitt Romney has a kid
Chuck.
who's on there. I wouldn't be surprised about.
Chuck Schumer, you send the penguin over there. That's great.
Yeah,
Solar Warden says, I probably do not support the current thing. Mitty says, notice that they go in rotation. And I think Freddie had a response to it. So go ahead, Freddie.
Yeah, the defense secretary, all these after they go there and sneak in the secret meetings, and then they bounce back out. Pelosi and the defense secretary, and then they bounce. And yeah, we've already sent over $1 billion, and it started at $80 billion and dwindled down to 50 and 33. Now it's going back up. It's just insane.
Well, like I said, they kicked in an extra 7. So you're talking about what, 40 now? So it's climbing back up. You're exactly right, Freddie.
And after
And
it's over, we're going to probably take tons of refugees from there too.
no, they
It's-
already
it's
have.
not going to be over.
More.
Yeah,
This isn't
No,
going to
the-
end. This is going to last another 20 years. This is the replacement for the Afghanistan war.
Yep, I was just gonna say
Well,
that this is New Afghanistan.
Is there? Leave our weapons. Leave tons of stuff that belongs to us, and then just go into another one.
That's
Yeah.
that's exactly
that's
what
the
we
plan.
do.
Disgusting.
It's
So you
so they
guys-
can move money from the public funds, from the taxpayer
Mhm.
funds,
Mhm.
to private corporations that all of these politicians own stock in.
Mhm.
Yep.
Assange told us all about it. They're doing the same thing again, but we have enough dumb people out there who are just they're gonna support the current thing. Like I
Yep.
can't remember who said it earlier in the chat. It's just, oh, Ukraine, it's so sad for those people, and yeah, it is sad for those people. It's also sad for all of the regular Russian citizens that are getting shit on over there. Having we've completely destroyed their economy because their president's an asshole.
Yeah. Hail to Rabbit Slug Ouchies. What's up, buddy? We've got Godzillionaire said Ukrainistan. Yep, that's exactly what it is. And Medi said they are trying to stop Russia from destroying the command centers in Kiev. Yep, exactly. It's insane. Medi says Russia won't allow it to be in Afghanistan. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But there's definitely a lot of money sinking, which is what I'm concerned about, is the money sink. They wouldn't be sending these exorbitant amounts unless, again, to me, it ties back to tanking the economy.
I think it's a bit of both. They not only want to try and tank our economy a little bit more, force some more inflation on our side, but at the same time, it's, hey, you want to protect your kid's job over at this nationalized energy board, whatever company they're working for. It's, if you want them to keep their job, you better send us more money so we can buy more weapons, or that place might get bombed.
Yeah, it's and I really do think that we're going to have in a not too distant future the move that's coming for Taiwan. I really believe that we are going to have the move that's coming for Taiwan.
Yeah, I was surprised it didn't happen within the first 2 weeks.
Yeah,
When
China
we showed that we weren't going to do anything, I figured China would have made the move immediately.
they already are. They're getting in position.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm not
that's
surprised by that.
and that goes into the superconductor chips and all that. You know, whether it be in your cell phone or your car or vehicle or your smart TV, they know
Mhm.
what they're doing. China has their 100-year plan and the 200-year plan, and they wait and they just wait patiently. And I think it's 2032 is the first 100 years that they've been trying to do this.
Yeah,
And I
there
feel
was
like we
a
used to. I feel like those chips used to get made somewhere else, somewhere accessible to the American public. Like I don't know, Silicon Valley. That's how they got all their damn money.
It was, but then Cali, they got out of control with their taxes
Hmm.
and regulations. So now there's a new plant being built in, I believe it's Arizona,
Oh, nice.
but it's a few $billions that Intel is building it, and it's not going to happen overnight, obviously. So we're less dependent on overseas,
But we're going to be dependent for the rare earth minerals that we just basically surrendered in Afghanistan. That
and this tweet comes from an account called Endgame WW3. They put out some good stuff. Update: the U.S. State Department has updated the U.S. Taiwan relations webpage, no longer mentioning Taiwan as part of China, and quote, the U.S. does not support Taiwan independence. So either this administration is trying to kiss up, play both sides, or something is afoot here to where they don't want to all of a sudden be cut off by Taiwan.
no, they're kissing up, and something's up. My spidey sensors are tingling. And then in rare earth minerals, I'm glad you brought that up because auto industry is focusing on electric, um, and so lithium is a rare earth mineral, and two of the biggest deposits that I know of are in Manitoba, Canada, which ties into the North Dakota, and then North Africa. But when Biden, within the first, I believe it was first 3 days, he stopped the Keystone pipeline, and it is the WHO, it is the NWO, and I'm not talking about the wrestling NWO.
Also,
Yeah.
didn't China just have a big bid for some mineral rights contract in Greenland? I believe there's a big lithium deposit there.
Yes.
They're just getting all of it. They're buying it up all over the place, and they're going to use slaves to mine it all.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
'Cause we know that
What else
they're
would
not
China
afraid-
use to mine
Yeah.
shit?
They're not afraid of
I mean,
using
you have
that
hungry
now.
children. Might as well make them
Well,
useful.
Yep.
Well, that's proof to me that the reason why our country is pushing solar when we're not really ready for it is because they got their head up somebody's ass, which is in China,
Yup.
and they owe them big
Yep.
time. So they're forcing us into something where we can't afford gas, we can't afford our cars, we can't afford to live in our homes without solar panels and things like that. And it's because of we owe a buttload of stuff to China. So
Well, they
Yeah.
they own how much they own most of our debt anyway. So that's they're like the tax man just waiting around a corner flipping a nickel, waiting for us to misstep, and But what
tough. That's what they're gonna do.
Right.
yeah.
It's scary.
And Solus Acid points out China owns a lot of the world's ports, so that's another thing right there. Hail to my dude Mark Rell, all the way hailing from Germany. Mars says, actually, I can't believe the Turkish are not supporting the Russians at this point, and said that they won't let any submarines pass through their waters. Yeah, well, it's all a money game. Hail Shellback.
Yeah, you're Drew. You're 100%. China's been buying up ports. I mean, and that's why Odessa and all the ports over there in the Ukraine. It's all strategic, and then you factor in the freaking COVID curveball. all the biolabs, and they couldn't. They had to move them from the states, and then that's why W4 in Wuhan was a biolab. But then there's like 11 or 12 biolabs that were in the Ukraine, and we didn't own them as the states, but we funded them, so they sidestepped that.
Yeah, I know that. Solar Warden and Soul Assassin, they were talking about chip plants, and Soul Assassin said they were supposedly building a chip plant in Texas. And I know that Solar Warden said in Arizona, the Arizona plant is 5 years away from full operation. So
Yeah, thank you for that comment. Yeah, so yeah, appreciate that. But yeah, I agree, and that's why Elon Musk moved to Texas. So it wouldn't surprise me because
You won't see any of these chip plants burning down like the chip factories. I'll tell you that.
yeah,
Yeah.
hail to Gap Stargate. What's up, buddy? Great to see you. Yeah, there's speaking of what's going on, I wanted to share this because we were going to talk about the protest, and now in front of the Supreme Court justices' homes, and to me, this is just fucking absolutely reprehensible that this can happen.
Well, okay. So this is weird, but hit me with the full screen real quick. This is
Okay.
actually part 1507 of my brain
Okay.
broke on what it, but it's part of the U.S. federal code that protects judges. So it says, whoever with the intent of interfering, obstructing, or impeding the administration of justice with, or with the intent of influencing any judge, juror, witness, or court officer, in the discharge of his duty, pickets or parades in or near a building housing the court of the United States, or in or near a building or residence occupied by or used by the juror, witness, judge, court officer, with such intents to use any sound truck or similar device, or resorts to any demonstration in any way, any near such building or residence shall be fined under the title or imprisoned for not more than 1 year or both. So it's literally illegal for these fucking asshats to be doing what they're doing, punishable under federal law and
state law,
Yeah.
Mhm.
at least
Okay.
in Virginia.
All right. Well, let me fire back with this one then, because this comes from our illustrious press secretary, and let me make sure that
Sock. The sack.
yeah,
Yeah,
Piss
buddy.
sack.
Yeah, her comments were great.
yeah. Let me just
You gonna
play
play 'em?
this for you.
Yeah.
Yes, this is absolutely crazy to me.
How can we
right
not
here.
charge Biden's administration with treason at this point?
You would think, but yeah, this
No,
comes from
liberal privilege. Don Jr. wrote a whole book on it.
This comes from the Post Millennial, by the way. 11-second clip. Here we go.
So I know that there's an outrage right now, I guess, about protests that have been peaceful to date. And we certainly continue to encourage that outside of judges' homes. And that's the president's position. So I know that there's an
Really?
The president is for you breaking federal law. That's literally what she just fucking said. Okay? So if that's the president and he wants you to break the federal law of the country he's sworn to protect and uphold all the bullshit for, how is that not treason?
Notice how they mix this shit in like it's word salad. So, they slip it in under the radar. Like, just very matter-of-factly say it like, oh, it's nothing to see here, in that tone and delivery. Like, it's just absolutely nothing. This is normal.
Super.
Etep, what do you think about what she just said?
I saw the footage of they were outside. I believe it was Kavanaugh's house
And Alito's.
and Alito. Yeah, I just saw the Kavanaugh footage, and if that was, can you imagine if Ruth Bader Ginsburg was alive and people were protesting? They would have the National Guard there. But this is Brett Kavanaugh, and even though he was found guilty of nothing, and means he's innocent, he's still a evil white supremacist, evil man, cis heteronormative evil white man who's stealing the right to murder fetuses from a bunch of weirdos who brag on TikTok about how many times they've murdered fetuses. These people are freaking disgusting. As a parent, it's abhorrent. And, you know, it's, I like I said, we talked about this before. Safe and rare are the circumstances under which they should be performed. I'm, like I said, I'm a libertarian. You know, you do what you want, but as long as it doesn't hurt anybody else, everybody's legal and consenting. A fetus can't consent. If it's seriously endangering the life of the mother, you know what? Then
we can have a discussion at that point.
then that's a discussion that needs to be had. Or if it's like in case of a sexual assault, that you know,
discussion
that's
that needs to be had.
That I wouldn't want a woman to have to live with a constant reminder of, you know, something like that.
Yeah.
So, you know, those are the circumstances that should happen. And for this leak to, you know, this leak is ridiculous. This is, somebody should be arrested for this. That's a federal crime. It's like I said,
Well,
akin
supposedly there is an investigation going on right now.
Who investigates
they already
these things?
they already had
The
a
FBI.
suspect, I thought.
The FBI. Oh, I'm sure they'll
No.
get their guy.
Well, they had
Yeah.
no.
Oh,
Yeah,
always.
they're bought and
The
paid
Supreme
for.
Court- the Supreme Court actually has its own investigator that looks into it. So the
How much does that cost?
That
to buy?
investigation is going on right now. You know,
I think-
no, go
The-
ahead, Mama.
There's another bad part to all of this that like I don't hear enough people talking about. It's that this whole thing is predicated upon a lie. They're not removing abortion rights. They're bouncing
No.
it back to the state where it should have
Yep.
been in the first frickin' place.
Even
there's no
RBG
reason.
agreed with
Yep.
that.
Yeah, it's bad law. That's the problem with Roe v.
Yep.
Wade. Is it's a bad law, and the problem is that it is a law. They legislated from the bench.
The
This
bench.
is one of the
Yep.
most egregious instances of them legislating from the bench, and they needed to repeal it because it's unconstitutional what they
Yep.
did. Nobody has a constitutional right for abortion. That's the only
Yes.
thing the Supreme Court is supposed to do. This is what they should be doing. The states can make their decision.
States,
And-
right? It's what
Exactly.
the country was founded upon.
And if
Yeah, that's where
California and New
most-
York want to have their completely carte blanche all the way up until 9 months, we can't say anything about it at that point in time because there's no federal code on it. It's all left up to the
Yep.
states.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, states' rights is a thing, and you know, I put the I reminded people. I don't know how many times that there is. Yeah, solicitation. Young people don't know because they're not being taught proper history at all. Okay, this is
No.
this is crazy. And I want to say what's up to some of the folks that slipped into our chat. Tim Hayes is here. Zax is here. Welcome to you guys. Of course, I know that we had some comments from some other folks. Just want to make sure that I'm all caught up on the chat. Seems like
Brightest
seems
Day
like
was
we-
here for a minute.
Oh, well, hey, OBD, if you're here and if you stop back. But thank you to all the newcomers that have popped in. But no, the thing is this boils down to states' rights. But what is even more so alarming, again, is the fact that these protests are allowed to happen. And dollars to donuts, and Jack Posobiec has made the connection already. A lot of these people are Antifa. A lot of the protesters are directly involved with the jackboot arm to government, basically.
You mean they're instigators for public unrest?
Agitators, yes.
Modern
the
brown
one-
shirts.
The person who started the protest at Kavanaugh's house is his next door neighbor.
Mhm.
I mean,
Wow.
what a dick! Somebody that you live next to, you probably have, said hi to him on his way out to work, out the door, or when they come home or across the fence. And
Whose house was this?
I mean, Kavanaugh's.
Kavanaugh.
Yeah,
I hope he's on the
she's the one
homeowner
who
association
started the
board so they can foreclose
protest
on that
there.
guy's house.
Yeah.
And all that, and I found that federal law that you can't go to their house and protest, and you can't even be on the site 1507, and you can't even be on the street and And but then if that doesn't work, they can lean back on the privacy law because people are via social media tweeting out their address. But it's just like to compare Ottawa and whatnot. It's like we have rallies and all the time in the States, especially at DC and Capitol and Capitol Hill. It's like in LA does it, Chicago does it, even now in where I'm at, smaller cities. It's our right to rally, but they're squashing all of it, and that's just, to me, it's unacceptable. I mean, as long as it's peaceful.
Well, the sad thing is that if no court will do anything, then it doesn't matter if there's 5,000 laws on the book.
Well, and
Nothing
they're
happens.
not going to. Oh, go ahead, Jen. Sorry.
I'm
Thought you were
done.
done. Oh,
No.
I was going to say, they kind of opened the door for this. Maxine Waters and many other Democrats going out there and literally saying over the past couple of years, yeah, get in their face. You need to be, calling them out where they live, where they eat, where they work.
They're harassing
So
constantly.
the Democrats obviously aren't all that interested in prosecuting the people that they turned loose.
Mm-hmm. They don't.
No,
because
they're-
half of these DAs in these major cities are George Soros
DAs.
plants.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're Soros DAs. It's like the one in the Dave Chappelle case. That what's it, Gascon or whatever his name is over there.
Yeah.
He's a Soros muppet. So he's not gonna people like that aren't gonna do anything on the
He
side
said
of common
Muppet.
sense.
I love it.
He is.
You know-
He's got Soros. Yeah, his arms up his ass, man.
And I'm here in the States. I'm right smack dab in the Midwest, and but I got involved to help a friend in Canada, and everything I researched and studied, they were peaceful. And guess what? The plants, Antifa. We got it. They went all the way up there, or BLM. Okay, some of that's understandable. I'm not going to knock all of it. And or debunk me.
Oh, Lindsay, I love
but
it.
But when anybody agitates, when there's a rally, and you see somebody within a 20-foot shot, and they have their camera out, they're setting you up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Lindsay puts it great. Is he said, I started calling these activist LARPers rainbow shirts. That's the best right there. God, oh, Lindsay, I absolutely fucking love you.
They're gonna go around and break all the
So
glass for the
apropos.
shops of the straight white cis male
Exactly.
business owners.
Call them what they are, the Fruit Booty Brigade. That's all these people are. A bunch of fruit booty ass motherfuckers. Fucking Fruit Booty Brigade. Run around screaming, pissing themselves, licking toilet seats, protesting an election. Then there's an actual election with actual issues. And it's like, no, you just need to be tolerant, you stupid bigot. Ah.
Yeah, can't tell anymore if it's a pride parade or an Antifa rally.
That's it. Like I said, they're all the
Or an
Fruit
orgy.
Booty Brigade. They all fit together. It's like they're all like one big human centipede.
Well, it's all interchangeable. I mean, you can hardly tell anything apart anymore. You just
No.
pick a piece and move it over there, and you move that piece over there, and it looks the same.
Try and find out who's behind QAnon. It's so heavily blocked, and nobody knows what it is. But how did that pop up? But hey, they're there. They're out there. They're agitating.
Yeah,
I use the equivalent to like when the Los Angeles Lakers win a world championship. They burn down the city and loot.
yeah.
But then Canadians are out there. They have bouncy castles and barbecue, and it's the complete opposite.
Terrible.
Mhm. Yeah.
Honking is a Nazi dog whistle, of course.
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly.
Just ask
1776 is a dog whistle now.
Just ask Justin Trudeau's wife's boyfriend.
Yeah. That 70s rock band says these activists are good for nothing wasters. Yes, they are. Shellback is in the house, our resident Navy veteran and turtle man. What's up, sir?
Howdy. So I don't know. I was busy with some stuff before I tuned in on the YouTube side, but has anybody brought up the fact of how these people employ the exact same tactics that they read about when like say quote unquote we do it, like that this is fine with them, being outside of the justices' houses and stuff. But when people like Drew go to Washington D.C. and to take part in a little something, it's like the worst thing since in the history of our country.
And it's always every time that they have something to bitch about, it's always some situation that's sketchier than buying drugs off a dude who has a mustache and a flat top. Like
Right.
they're bitching about January 6th, and all we can see for the violence that went on there was one guy wearing black bloc, the Antifa fucking uniform, smashing at a window. Then they have the 4 dudes with tiki torches standing outside some building in Virginia. Then you have the feds that are brought in with fucking U-Hauls to all wear the same uniform and march around the Lincoln Memorial. And they're
Hey
saying
man, those
this is
khaki shorts were lit. I don't know what you're
They
talking
were,
about.
they were. But I mean, look, there was an excellent uniform. I mean, no lie, it's a wonderful uniform. All the skulls and everything looks good.
Yeah, it was
But
great.
It full on fit their definition of a protest. It was mostly peaceful. I mean, out of the number of people that were there to see Trump, there was only a small few that decided to go do anything that was violent. So that's mostly peaceful in my book.
Well, and it's time. It's time for people to realize, all right, and I have long since been taking it. And I hate to say this about any fellow people because look, many of us are believers. We believe in the word. We're Christian or Catholic or many different faiths. And we kind of try to follow and live in a good way, but I hate to say this about my fellow man, but some of these people, I view them already as enemy combatants because we're in a war. We're in a war of ideology. We are in a war of epic proportions. Right now, thankfully, it's reserved to the speech arena and information arena. But eventually, as desperation grows, as things get out of control, this is going to make it to the streets because on lower levels, it is already happening. But that stuff just is not going in the news. But it is happening. And it's happening, folks, in the neighborhood near you. I hate to say it. It might not have made it to your area yet, but it will. And a lot of it has to do with what these agitators are doing. They're laying the groundwork to make it worse.
I know that there's a lot of areas that they would have as a very difficult time trying to get actual agitation up. Like they did during the Summer of Love, they did a Black Lives Matter in my neighborhood. They went down one of the main roads. And I mean, they hit a couple of miles. Like it was a long parade that they did, but nothing happened. Like, 200 people showed up from all of the surrounding counties, probably a total of like 60,000 people in the pool. About 200 people showed up and nothing happened. There's no violence or anything because they know this is a very patriotic area. A lot of people carry guns. There's a military base nearby. It's not the place you want to do this. And the police do not play around in this area.
Yeah. Well, it's like Lindsay said, they're coming for kids. And I will literally die on the hill of protecting children and their innocence. Absolutely. And this is one of those things where it's going to come down to protecting our children, protecting what's right, protecting their own community. Because one thing I'll tell you that people are really protective of, that's home. That's home. And it's not just the United States as a whole, but it's home. It's living in that city, protecting your block, protecting your street. You're going to. And when it comes, and it's going to eventually make it to that, well, people are going to take whatever steps they need to, feel like they are safe and feel like they can protect themselves. That's why I'm thankful that Ohio passed constitutional carry a few months back. And thank God that they did. So,
And I think we're about to see another great migration in the states. I think the states are going to be further divided, left, red and blue, as the Roe versus Wade decision is an impetus for that. I mean, people
That
will
was the
go to
plan.
where their beliefs are supported. So I think we'll see a lot of migration over the next few years from, people escaping the states that they don't agree with. And luckily, a lot of the red states will have the constitutional carry laws. So it'll be another reason to get out of blue states.
Blue-eyed Root creating the base for $2 American. Sri Lanka is showing the U.S. what must be done here.
I'm starting to see little bitty tentacles going out with the separation, like you were talking about, Brahma, where we're going to might actually see Escape from New York and Escape from LA in the next 10 years. It's scary.
Escalation.
Think that.
Escalation is on the way, and that will be a byproduct of desperation. And we are going to get into the desperation factor here in 1 second, because what is happening with the economy is directly connected. Lindsay, the Cynical Geek, says, I have family and friends in blue states that can't leave right now, and I fear for them big time. Yeah, I fear for my friends that live in blue states.
Yeah, the migration has already started. Like, a lot of people went from Cali to Texas, and Texas was worried about them turning blue, which Dallas-Fort Worth is already blue, but there's, I think, 30-something million that are not. So they're going to try and keep it red. And who said it's part of the plan with the RVW? Because, yes, it is part of the plan because of the primaries are coming.
Yep.
And this is what I gripe about and been banging the drum. Most of the damage is done in the primaries and the off-year elections. I mean, everybody focuses on the presidential election, but you got to be careful with that. You got to pay attention, do a little bit of homework, take 15 minutes out of your day and study the candidates and see what their agenda is.
Well, and that's the thing is, like, the president of the United States has the least amount of power when it comes to actually affecting your daily life. These people that you're voting for on a local level are the ones who are going to come in and peg you like Jack Murphy. I mean, it's just going to be bad.
Yeah.
All right. So do your job on the local level, because normally I don't preach obligations, but at this point I feel like it's an obligation to get these assholes out.
And
we have to.
The scary part is there's no term limits on Congress and Senate.
Well, term limits won't help because the staffers run the Congress and the Senate. So we need to fire sale the whole damn thing.
And lobbyists too. I mean,
outlaw that.
I've been studying this for over 3 decades.
It's fucking ridiculous.
Well, and the president's not supposed to have much power over your everyday life, but they keep ceding power to the executive branch. So the president is able to do a lot more than they used to be able to do. Maybe not officially.
They can do executive orders, but they expire once they're out of office.
Well, they can also make a new 3-letter agency that's under the executive branch that has much farther and longer reaching implications. Not only that, depending on what they're preaching when they go in, it'll affect the stock market as well. I mean, the day Trump got elected, the stock market started going up. The day Biden got elected, the stock market started going down before they even go into office.
Janet, I think you were going to say something.
Yeah, I was going to say, instead of trickle down, it's like trickle up when it comes to voting locally. Because when you vote locally, you vote for people in your school board, you vote for your judges, you vote for county clerk, you vote for all these people, and then that spreads out, especially if they do a good job because you vetted these people and you back them. You go to their fundraisers and things like that, and you tell people, well, they did this, they did that, and you share by talking to people and actually doing hands-on, meeting people, in person, that people seem to have forgotten what that's like. Then you go on to the state level. It goes up, and then from the state, you're sending actual people to work in the government for you. So it's all step by step, but it works its way up more than down. So we got to get rid of the people up there by moving up. But people just don't understand that because most people are not
Thank you.
interested in how that stuff works.
Well, and don't forget, okay, and this is in the Constitution. It's not just the fact that we have the right to question the government, and if it's corrupt, to do something about it. But it also mentions that we have the duty to take action if the government, gets corrupt or authoritarian.
I think it'll be interesting if this is a complete backfire where we do see the migration and a few states just keep getting bluer and bluer because, like in this case, people want their abortions, and more states go red as people are escaping those blue states that have high populations.
Well,
and then we're able to call the convention of states because we've got more states.
But the scary part about that is what happens in California whenever they lose money. Well, they just make us give them our money from our states to help bail them out. Happens over and over again. So how are we going to fix it so that Texas, Louisiana, Alabama, all these other states that are actually working their ass off to grow food and make things for our people in our country, and they're taking our money and giving it to the states that do jack squat.
Well, here's a thing, that we were talking about with desperation. I'm going to share this real quick. This is a tweet from Jack, and he's pointing out with this picture. This is the Target baby formula shelf. While we're sending off $40 billion to the Ukraine, the babies are going hungry. There's no serious country would act in such a manner, and he's exactly dead on correct with that. That is a brilliant tweet because that's the truth of it. And you can see this, and this is a scene that's being repeated in store after store as more people go to try to track down like baby formula and stuff like that.
Drew, where do you think these people are going to get the milk to feed their babies? They're going to make stuff. They're going to come up with whatever they can to feed their baby, and their baby's not going to be getting the nutrients they need, all because they're desperate.
And there's also, Janet, like I said, this goes back to the desperation. You want to talk about, shoot 'em ups in the street. We're not going to be far off that, because when people start going hungry is when they get the most desperate. And I am telling you right damn now that, people have no qualms about shooting somebody dead if they want food. Because if you feel you got nothing to lose at that point, that's why a lot of crimes get committed, because people feel they ain't got shit to lose.
Tennis shoes. So
I was gonna say I'll step on it. I'll shoot somebody for stepping on my Adidas, man. You know what I'll do for a Klondike bar?
I will eat your leftist ass.
Come on. I'll take some. I know. I grew up. I live in the Midwest. I'm a rifle hunter. I know how to skin a deer. I mean, you give me a decent sized human. I'm just saying.
Hail to
It's
a boy,
okay,
Tribunculus P.
The Soylent Green. It's people. It's made of people.
Where do you have
they're
the
already
come from?
synthesizing fake human meat for consumption, so
Yeah.
Janet, you're
No,
absolutely
it's okay
correct.
because the DGB will take care of it all soon.
Yeah, three-letter agencies, however, cannot affect policy without proper input, notice, and comment, etc. Did anyone call the misinformation office at DHS and do your part to be right then? I love it. Yeah, you can call him bitch, but hey, man, they're gonna have it as long as they can until somebody either sues them to oblivion, or some Republican actually gets balls and the government takes action to correct itself, which
That's not
they
gonna
will
happen.
not right now. Yeah, exactly.
not with this administration.
Last night on the Dix Division stream, somebody said that Texas had a huge red wave with the school board elections. Yes, they did. And that might be the start of buffering some of this. But you guys got to remember, anybody that wherever you live, wherever your local area is, insulate yourself with some decent local politicians. Build yourself a line of defense. And Lindsay Cynical Geek says deep state is a threat. Spot on. Get rid of them, and I'll assure you it'll get way better from there. The only part is, Lindsay, is most of the people are complicit with the deep state. And it's very hard to find actual patriots who will fight back.
Well, one thing you can do in your local community is any community that has the
Hail Glinzer.
A chamber of commerce in your town, and you work in a business that's a member of chamber of commerce. Well, usually once a month they have like a night meetings or whatever, where they have get-togethers with all the other businesses that come. It's business after hours or whatever they want to call theirs. And that's how you get to mingle with people that own businesses. Find out what that business is doing. What are their employees doing? As a way to touch base with other people in your community that maybe you will never talk to. Because if you work in a bank and they work at Tyson, you see. So it's a good way to find out what's going on and what they're thinking about doing for the next election or anything like that. I used to be in the JCs, so.
Yeah. The tad that shouldn't be says leftists are having less children than centrists and right-leaning people to begin with. And now they have adopted a strategy of leftist women denying sex to leftist men as a form of protest. Yeah, it's mental illness the whole way around, bro. And that is what you're dealing with here. But these people are sick. They are absolutely mentally sick from indoctrination, from manipulation, and everything else. And they're easily led around. And that's why, these are going to be the idiots that start whatever you want to call it, whether you want to call it Civil War II, whether you want to call it the Second American Revolution, whatever you want to call it. It is going to happen eventually, because these are the types of people that this ideology and this rhetoric is breeding. And I don't know how many times people like us can think freely, turn the cheek, everything else, and say, "Oh, well, yeah, we're okay. We can last," but it's coming.
We only have so many cheeks, dude. We only have so many cheeks.
Right. And I know ETEP has to run. They're getting ready to do stream over on the Clown World Reviews channel. So I'm going to let ETEP, last week you didn't get your outro in, so make sure that you get it nice and glorious this week.
Oh, that's all right. Thank you. Hail this chat, the panel. Thank you all. I'm headed over to my co-host Tony's channel, the Clown World Review. We're reviewing the Monday Night Wars from start to finish. Tonight we are on October 7th, 1996. For one of the worst episodes of Monday Night Raw I have literally ever seen. It was painful to watch. Nitro was excellent, though, so there was that, which I was always more of a WCW fan. I'll be over there. You can find me on my channel Monday nights, 8:35 Eastern, Going In Raw. If you're a channel member, you get the members pre-show at 7:35. Wednesday night, we have Going Rogue over there, my Rogue Entertainment show. That's at 9 p.m. The members pre-show for that starts at 8 p.m. Tomorrow night, we got the Steel Cage Death Match in Do You Know Me? Mr. Grant Gregory versus Brahma Bull and Tony Tone Deaf, triple threat match in the Rage in the Cage. It's going to be a big one. Plus, we got Holy Shit news and a bunch of other stuff, too. And then I got a bag of kazoos. If you join as a channel member, I mail you a kazoo, and you get the sticker with the channel logo on it. You're a kazooian when you're a channel member. That's my kazooians. So,
Nice.
yeah. That's it, and I got videos coming out here and there. The Monday Night War, or my WCW Nitro review video from October 9th, 1995, dropped for members yesterday. It goes public tomorrow afternoon at 4 p.m. That'll be public. And then we got the 2 streams tomorrow night, and I got videos coming out through the weekend. I'm busy. I'm working hard. So if you're not subscribed, I guarantee you find something you like. Our live streams are freaking on point. Monday night with myself, Vinny Tartamella, Tony Tone Deaf, Red Gaze, Chris Fisk. That's a lot of talent, and I'm not even talking about myself. I'm talking about the rest of that panel that I'm blessed to be a part of every Monday over on the channel. So thank you, Drew, for having me on. And I'll stop being culture for a while, and I gotta go.
All right, we'll see you, brother. Thank
All right,
you
guys,
so
thank
much
you.
for being here, man.
Absolutely
See
love
next
you, bro. Have a good night.
Bye-bye.
All right, and get that off of my face because
Got my kazoo yesterday.
yeah, there you go. And we got a couple of super chats I know from Tony, aka Blue Eyed Rookery in the Base. I know that he sent. Oh gosh, I always have them, and then they go. Okay, look at Sri Lanka news to see what's coming for elites, and for another $2. He says, stop by Roof Koreans, Guillotines, and Gallows today. Nice.
And he did elaborate a little bit on the Sri Lanka thing. I don't think it was a super chat, though. I guess they're burning down the buildings of the politicians and stuff. So
Trinoculus says, not to be a downer, but it's not a good time to buy a car. There's no inventory. A compact car is worth a lot of money because of this. Yeah. Man, he's right. Is the car industry right now is big time, definitely going to shit because of all the shortages and everything else. But yeah, there's a ton of far-reaching circumstances to this. And again, it goes back to the desperation factor. That's what I'm worried about. Because when desperation increases, so does negative feeling, so do crimes. And, you can see it with the smash and grab robberies that are happening. That seems to be a thing that is trending all over the country now. People getting bolder and bolder, just groups of certain ethnic youth walking into stores, just stealing what they please and going out because nobody will stop them. It's just absolutely a shame. It's a shame.
Young
Yeah.
piping gas. People
Sorry,
are
Janet. Go ahead.
at the grocery store. So they're doing all kinds of stuff in every city. It seems like more and more. Sorry, Freddie, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
Oh no, I agree, and you put it very succinctly with what's going on, and then with what they're doing, the smash and grabs, Drew. San Francisco did the worst thing possible, which was it was $998 on anything under $1,000, and they freaking knew it. So they just run in, and Walgreens shut down half of their stores in Cali because the criminals knew, and they just grab it and walk out because it was not a felony. They couldn't charge all those people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you've seen some laws changed, on purpose to accommodate that, and it's absolutely. There's no call for it. It's absolutely ridiculous. But again, this is the shit that is happening, and it's scary. It's gonna be, this is gonna get worse before it gets better.
That's kind of a common practice with a lot of business these days. Is they don't try to stop the shoplifters. They just they make an announcement, like over the PA system or whatever, that they yell out a certain code or whatever, and they get the guy, person, whatever, on surveillance, and they call the cops, but they don't try and stop people anymore.
No, it's much like the protesting outside of a Supreme Court Justice House. They can't chase anybody after they leave the door. They can't chase them down the sidewalk like you did in 1982 or 1952. Because
when you have
employees are told not to do that.
Mhm.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt you there, Freddie. When you have officials, like we said, I know somebody pointed this out earlier, advocating for violence in the streets, and this is Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot says, "To my friends in the LGBTQ plus community, the Supreme Court is coming for us next. This moment has to be a call to arms. Call to arms means a call to violence." So
That lady needs to be locked up too, at the very least.
Yeah, but she'd get out as soon as somebody said her name 3 times. Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. Bam, she's out of there.
The bad
Well,
thing
Maxine Waters is one too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She absolutely. And they know what they're doing. They're completely inflaming the situation intentionally.
And the reason they're doing it, I think part of it is because when you have stores that are looted and they end up having to go out of business, or half their merchandise is gone and they made no profit, they use their insurance to collect the money to replenish their store. So when you do that in 50 stores in one city, guess what? Your insurance rates go up. Then your prices go up. So see, it's all part of the thing that we were talking about earlier. You price everything out of the people's way to purchase it. Then the fights start. Then the people are fighting their neighbor over a bottle of water or a gallon of milk or a loaf of bread. And then you have
Formula.
Yeah, or formula or dog food. I mean, you can't even get dog food. So people are going in. I've seen this. People on food stamps are going in and buying roasts and cooking them to feed their dog because they can't get dog food. So we got people using their food stamps to feed their pets, which is, they should feed their pets, but instead of feeding their families. So you got all these, it's just sad to see this happening, and it's tearing our country apart. Starting at the bottom. They don't care about you because you are nobody to them. The elitists know they're untouchable. They have money, they have bodyguards, they have high fences, and they can get whatever they want. They got freezers full of Haagen-Dazs ice cream. Yummy, yummy. They can get their nails done, their hair done. They don't give a crap about little old you.
Yeah, well, the thing is this, we're at a tipping point right now, and people have to, as I said, have the courage to stand up and say, enough of this. Maybe workers can't stop the people coming out, but you know what? We have the right to citizen's arrest. You could stop somebody. They're running out with stolen merchandise.
Not if it's not a felony.
Yeah,
Only
you got to
if
be
it's a
careful.
Not a
about that.
felony. You can't make a citizen's arrest.
You get beat up.
You can make
After
a citizen's arrest on a lot of it depends on where you are. Like you need to look at your local laws. Like I know the big thing that happened with the Mood Arbery case, it was that you can try and make it a citizen's arrest, but you can't stop someone using deadly force if they are attempting to flee if it wasn't a felony that you witnessed. And when it comes to misdemeanors, if you witness them making the misdemeanor, you can attempt to hold them there until police show up. You just can't use deadly force against them.
What if smashing him in the face with a plank would be okay?
What if I just put?
They're a bit iffy about wood. Actually, you might be able to get away with it. A metal pole, you're in trouble. But yeah,
what if you just put him in a rear naked choke and make him lose consciousness? How is that breaking the law?
Depends on if you know when to let go.
Yeah.
Well, I don't recommend that people do that. I have a concealed carry license, and I can go into places that I have advanced concealed carry, so I can go in other places. But I was trained to do that, okay? But if you're a mother and you got 2 kids or 3 kids and you got groceries in your cart and some wacko comes in and he steals a bunch of stuff and a bunch of people bag them, and then his friends are trying to help him, and the mom and the kid get grabbed and they say, "Let go of my friend." I mean, you risk hurting other people by interfering in a store that doesn't give a crap of whether or not the people steal, because they're going to get their money back from the insurance. So I wouldn't recommend doing it. Simply, I just wouldn't shop there. If I feel like my family's in danger, I'll say F that store. I'll go to this store down the street where I can get, the food and feel safer about it. So basically, if we start doing it, just like everybody says, go woke, go broke, just don't spend your money in those stores. If they let people loot and walk out, when that mom down the street is on food stamps and she has to pay for her food, She can't walk out with $900 for the groceries every week. You know, that's bull
Well,
crap.
you
Don't
know,
support.
well, Janet,
Parliament.
Janet, we just got to say, we just got to say enough.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
I mean, a lot of people should also be making like concerted efforts to try and shop local anyway. If you can, not everybody can afford it. Sometimes Walmart's the cheapest option, but you should try and find somewhere local. Keep that money in the local economy.
Most of those went away
You're
during
not
the
wrong.
pandemic.
60% of all businesses stayed closed, at least in Colorado. So
Yeah, Blue-Eyed Rookery in the base says they changed the law for arbory. Trespassing in Georgia is considered burglary, period, and a felony. They technically tried them improperly, but nobody was going to argue due to racial tensions. That's exactly right.
I actually completely disagree. When you look at the law, the problem is that they did not witness a felony occur. A felony had occurred, but it states specifically in citizen's arrest that you have to witness the felony. You can't have a third party. You can't have suspicion. In order to use deadly force to stop someone from fleeing, which is what they did, it won't fly. And I mean, there's a dozen actual lawyers out there who have made the same claim about it as well. So I did try to have an informed opinion on that. So it comes down to whether or not you actually saw it. Now, if they had seen him break into somebody's house and then, what transpired happened, that would be different.
Well,
either way, check your local statutes before you decide to play
Yes.
vigilante.
Yes.
Yeah.
this is true.
Put in a Ring doorbell.
Yeah.
that too. Well, I know here shortly it's closing in on 8:00, and just kind of start winding it down. I wanted to say, not all hope is lost right now. We need to keep a keen eye out there. What's going on? Don't fall for a lot of the bullshit, because a lot of this is a misdirection game. They are trying to generate events. Events are being manipulated, obviously, by, and we know the major players. We know what's going on. We know they're trying to further advance the Great Reset at breakneck speed. And that is why the plan for America has accelerated to where they're trying to tank our country and the last of our values and laws, with very mixed results, I might add, at the moment. But that's exactly what they're trying to do. So don't fall for the false flags. Don't fall for the mainstream media. Don't let this new Ministry of Information misdirect you. Continue to do your research. Continue to understand what's going on. And remember, it's not like we're going after millions of dollars in cocaine.
Spending $150 million on cocaine would make sense.
Nah, it's true, but not in this case. So just make sure that everybody has situational awareness, and we'll get through this, because I do think the tide's turning. They're scared shitless right now. And stuff like 2,000 Mules and things like that, which, if you haven't watched 2,000 Mules, folks, that's up to you, but I would encourage you to at least check it out. I haven't watched it personally yet, but I plan to. And it just kind of further cements what could happen, or what possibly happens. But it opens your eyes one way or the other. So,
Hey, Drew.
yes, sir, Fred.
I heard you mention cocaine. I don't like cocaine, but I just like the way it smells.
Nice.
Man, okay, this is a bit of a side note, but my wife, she's big into doing like smelly good things, like perfumes and stuff, and she bought one that smelled exactly like cocaine. I don't know what these people who are making these perfumes were thinking. It smelled exactly like it.
Oh, Elon said he was going to buy Coke and actually put cocaine back in the formula.
Oh, hell yeah.
But on a serious note, I've read half of the Schwab book, and it gets rather stomach turning. I focused on the biological part and the Great Reset and population control. It's very, very disturbing.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So if you guys ever have me back, just let me know, and I can speak on that too.
Well, Freddie, you know, and we talked about the Yahtzees earlier. You know where most of these people, and and I'm gonna come out and say it, y'all. Most of these people that are in on all the World Economic Forum nonsense, all of these elite organizations, whether it's WEF, IMF, the United Nations, people like that, any of them. All right, the most of them are rooted in ideology that you can trace back to the Third
Germany.
Reich. Plain and simple.
Yeah, and I know about the first, second, third. This is I shudder to say it, but it's not Germany, but there's something cooking behind the scenes, and it's the Fourth Reich.
It is. It is 100%. 100%.
999.
Yeah, and it has and it's exactly what Freddie said. It has nothing to do with Germany, but everything to do with those concepts and that ideology. So that is what's driving this, folks. And don't kid yourself. That is the type of people that these globalists are. That is why they have an anti-human agenda. That is why they want to kill people. That is why they have a rampant superiority complex. So just keep that in mind. And with that, do your due diligence. That's all. Make sure that you catch us next week. We're going to be back with a great episode of United Resistance again. And, I will go around the panel and let these wonderful folks do their outros, tell you where they can be found. And Chris Fisk says, the roots of the Tree of Liberty sure are parched. Amen to that, my friend. And Chris, it's great to see you. It's great to see you, brother. I got to get you on this panel sometime there, Chris Fisk. You need to reach out to me, and we need to make that happen, sir. The World War II German socialists got their core ideas for socialism itself. It's all rooted in Engels and Marx disjointed economic work. Yes, that's a great point as well. Man, so many great points. Chat, you have been on fire tonight, and this is why, just another reason, you are the best chat on YouTube. Best audience a guy could have, man. My goodness. When we peaked almost, we actually crushed the 30 mark tonight. So thank you, folks. We had a lot of viewers tonight. I'm very, very proud of that. I do want to say, if anybody wants to help out, obviously, we do still have the memorial fund for my mom going on. You can help out by donating at givesendgo.com/Taylor Legacy. Just go there and you will see the particulars of the fund. I'm still trying to raise and all that. So, if you really want to help, that's direct help option with Give, Send, Go. So, I appreciate it. Let's see. What do you think? McAfee just changed his name to McAfee. Nice. CJ says Tesla is supporting abortion, so I'm suspicious about Musk and if he's on the elite side or not. Yeah.
He is.
In some cases, he's done things to aid them. In some cases, he's done things to not aid them. So, there is
he's
that.
not as beast as we like to make him out to be. Also, like he supports carbon taxes. There's a lot of other things that he's all for. He's for a heavy progressive taxation.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll go ahead and let everybody talk about where they can be found. Freddie, go ahead. You're up.
Oh no! I'll pay respects to your host and the host. I can wait. I'm just on Twitter.
And they can follow you at what's your handle?
F Rios 4.
All right.
FRIOS 4.
And he's in Twitter Spaces quite a bit. So if you want to catch more Freddie, you catch him there.
Yeah. He burns it up.
And of course, we've got Corey. Sir Talks a Lot.
Hello. If you like comedy voiceovers and interview with fellow content creators, then check out Sir Talks a Lot on YouTube. If you like comedy rap or comedy music, check out the Corey Music channel. Again, I forgot to bring a link with me. Sorry. If you're on Twitter, find me at The Good Voice Guy. I mostly do memes and make stupid comments on other people's posts. It's great. So next week, I will be starting my full spread summer run. So I will be doing another live stream every Wednesday, with exception to the 25th. Going to be on Floral Under the Rock. Got to check that out. Those puppets are crazy. But yeah, the 18th is going to be Dark Philosophy. It's going to be a little bit of a change of pace. We're going to have some darker topics, some lighter topics, some gray area topics. We're going to keep it light until it's time to go dark, and then it's pitch black. So make sure you catch that, and we'll have a great time. And if you need a wonderful voice for your projects of any kind, this one is for sale. All of my voices are for sale. I can do lots of accents. Hit me up on Twitter, The Good Voice Guy.
Are they
Awesome.
extra racist accents?
I can do a couple racist accents, but I do
Nice.
not understand why you would want that. Can I have your Visa card information, please?
Hey, it's Fred from Indiana.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Today I am Mark from Tacoma.
And with that, we go over to the man, Mr. Brahma Bull.
Yeah, go check out the channel. I do a few political videos. You can catch me along with Corey and usually Drew on Yelling at Parked Cars on Monday on Comics Division's channel. Tomorrow night, I will be on ETEP's channel. And as he mentioned, I am going up against Tony and Mr. Grant Gregory. So come out, support me, help me crush Mr. Grant Gregory. Can't let the Aussie win. So Thursday, back on Comics channel. So come check it out. Thank you, everybody on the panel. Thanks, Drew and chat. You guys have been great. Have a great night. Cheers.
Yeah, absolutely. And we go over to the lovely Janet from Another Planet.
Well, thank you for letting me speak my mind on your wonderful show, Drew. And thank you for welcoming me in the panel. All you guys are awesome. And you can come check me out on Janet from Another Planet. I do shorts and I talk about, things to make you smile, things to make you feel better about life. And I give you some pickup lines and a few other little innuendos. But I'm also doing I just started a movie review. It's called One Guy and One Gal movie review on Bruce Lombardi, Dick's Division, his
Bruce
channel.
Lombardo's channel. Yeah, he's awesome.
So it's been fun and I've really enjoyed it so far. And I'm learning about all this live stuff. And thank you so much. And I hope to see you guys next week.
Yeah. And hail to Brutal Morningwood. What's up, buddy? Great to see you.
George
Thank you for
Molo's
always-
got a beautiful soul, but Janet's got a dirty little mind.
Yes, she does. Yes, she does. And she embraces it, which is great. We'll move over to our pal, Mr. Free Speech Gaming.
Hey, everybody. I hope you all had another wonderful Tuesday. We got the best chat. We got an amazing panel. We had some wonderful guests this week. It was a good time all around. You can catch me here on the YouTube. I haven't been uploading on Odyssey and Rumble much anymore, but if you want to check my old videos, they're over there. This is becoming my political and my live streaming channel. But if you would please go over to my new channel, I'll be dropping the link in the chat in just a minute. It is LOTR Step by Step. I am doing a scene by scene review of the Lord of the Rings Extended Edition. This week, Thursday at 6 o'clock Eastern, I will be dropping the new episode. So please come by and check it out. I do a live premiere so you can chat with me while it's going on.
And with that, we go over to the turtle, Shellback.
So apologies for my tardiness, but hey, I'm a dude that identifies as a turtle, so give me a break, would you? Now, but on Mondays, you can catch me at 5:30 Pacific for what I call the Yelling at Parked Cars warm up, and my most recent episode, me and Mr. Freeze Peach had a pretty decent conversation on the old DGB and other things kind of related to that. So if you haven't yet, I'd appreciate going and checking out my channel, and if you like it well enough, please subscribe.
Do it.
And beware the Drew, of course, and yeah. Thank you for coming.
Oh, and of course, folks, thank you again for tuning in. Sorry if at any point in there we had any roboting, whatever. Apparently my internet is deciding it's going to fight me, which is hilarious because, I wouldn't be surprised if the government's screwing me over. They always find a way to screw everybody over. So, yeah. But as I said, check out my mom's Memorial Fund. Check out the previous episodes of United Resistance, and we will be back with another great one next Tuesday. And also, don't forget Pegasus Actual. If you love your Battlestar Galactica, will be this Thursday. And if Mr. Brahma Bull can make it, we will have me and Mr. Brahma Bull as he will be taking over the co-hosting duties in the stead of Zach's departure. So, looking forward to that. Yep. So we'll see you for Pegasus Actual Thursday. And until then, take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Love you. See ya. And we are outie.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, hi, Coast Casino.
Hey, welcome to Sporking News Podcast. My name is Scott.
I'm E. Temple Queen of the Place to Be Reviews.
I am the Patriot, Drew Taylor, aka Supreme Heretic.
The Red Gaze on YouTube, at the Red Gaze on Twitter.
What up, what up, what up?
Hello, everybody. It's me, Vinny.
The voice of Immortal Coil.
Oh, hey, I am the Ghost Bear.
What's going on, Tommy? And you get anybody to like this?
Yeah, I'm Wes Moody of the Wes Moody Webcast.
Tone Death rocking.
I mean, we have a lot of cool things over there. I did some magic tricks.
Hi, guys. Try to stay here.
My name is Mark the Knight.